Wow, every time I see that, I just get emotional because of the magnitude of this place. And of course, today we are starting our series on the private sanctuary down in South Arkansas. And I'll introduce everyone here in just a moment. But I'm excited to be able to share this with each and every one of you today, and and along with the team that is here, and because we got an awesome guest that Cameron and I have today, and we're pretty excited about it. But before we get into all that, of course, I need to talk to my little buddy over here. So, Mr. Cameron, how are things today?
Good. Good.
Hey, that was a new Cameron.
Yeah.
So I got how are you liking your little cubby hole over there now?
Oh, a lot better.
A lot better.
A lot better.
Yeah, you look like you got a lot more room, over there. You
just
look
a little bit.
Yeah. And it's funny because the camera that you're using, I mean, if you all could see this right now in the studio, the light that he has on him is just real low. And but this new camera that we got really picks up well as far as lighting and so forth. So we're pretty excited. And also now today we're going to introduce something new with you. We're going to introduce Cameron's pro tip, because you're kind of the pro here, so to speak, and now each of us will eventually. But I'm not a pro, but we'll introduce. You're gonna now you got your pro tip all ready for us and all that kind of stuff. You think so?
I think so.
You think so? Okay.
Maybe.
All right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get things kicked underway, and let me go ahead and bring on. You know what? I tell you what. Before I bring my guest on, let's and y'all keep getting glimpses of it. See those are teases. We are teasing you on who our guest is. But before we do that, I did not tell Kenny I was going to do this, so this is a surprise. But we are going to do something here for our guest. So let's watch you in just a minute. Friend's best friend, and it's absolutely amazing what is going on with this Roadrunner and how he has become friends with my friend and so I'm just so blown away by this. So anyway, I have as our guest, I have Mr. Kenny Nations that is here that took this video, and so Kenny, what is up with this dude?
Well, I've been watching him for a couple of months and talking to him, and he'll jump up on the hood and on top of the cab and down on my mirror, and I just decided I'd see if I could feed him, and he has became my little buddy.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt. Now, wait a minute. Did he bring you something?
He brought me a grasshopper.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I was glad it wasn't a snake.
And those guys have been known to do that, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So wants to prove that he's a provider.
Yeah.
So you notice when I stuck the food out, though, he went ahead and ate the grasshopper. I didn't hold my hand out to take that, but he's looking around trying to see where to drop it.
Yeah. Well, that is just an incredible video, and man, I'm so grateful that you've had the opportunity to share that with the world, and so hopefully more people will go to your Facebook page and be able to witness some of these things that you're putting up with the quails and all of that you've been able to capture here lately, and so it's just some real exciting stuff. So anyway, so Kenny, we're here to talk about the private sanctuary. Now I know you and I are going to have a hard time keeping names and all that because we've got to keep this quiet.
Right.
And can you help me explain to everybody why is it so important for us to to kind of keep this on the QT, so forth?
Well, if you had too many people down there, I'm sure you would drive some of the birds off because everybody's not going to just be as careful as they need to.
Right.
I think it's kind of still in the developmental stages.
Yeah.
And so you want to keep it as natural and calm as you can there.
Right.
And I think it will just continue to grow because it's a phenomenal place.
Yeah. Well, as you know, when we started right there at the beginning of the video, I did some drone footage, and I got permission from the landowner to do that.
Right.
And you can see the massiveness of this place. All the birds that were out there. I mean, there's where we go. There's just no way to see the magnitude of all the birds out there.
Right. And that's probably only a small portion of the land if you get
Yeah,
real about it.
yeah, yeah,
It's just unbelievable how many birds are there
yeah.
and what's happening there.
Yeah. Well, I know you and I both are very grateful that the owners have said, hey, you guys are welcome anytime and to come on and to take us, because I don't know about you, but it takes my breath away every time I go there.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even after being there a couple of times, still when you drive up, it's on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in awe of everything that's there.
Yeah. You know, when we drive down that one road, you roll your window down and you begin hearing all those birds squawking and everything. It's just surreal, you know? So,
It's amazing. God's creations are so beautiful, and we're so privileged to be able to go in there and see that right now.
yeah, yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and we're going to jump off into this. So, again, let me remind everybody, first of all, this is Outdoors with Cameron and Robert Holt. We are here at the Cameron Holt Photography Studios that's located at Healing Waters Outreach Center, and we are so blessed to be able to bring this to you. As Kenny said, you know, God's creation, and you know, that's what we're all about. We're all about capturing God's creation and showing that to you and sharing that with you. And this is just an incredible opportunity. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start going through some of these birds. We're not necessarily going to, you know, give a whole grandiose detail about the birds, but we want you to see what we have seen to the best of our abilities. And this could be a 4-part series. So if I would, Cameron, let's get started here. So these are the great egrets. These were the second birds, Kenny, that came into this area. The second species. The first species was the great blue heron, and that I saw that came into the area. And so this is a male, and he is doing his mating dance, trying to get the attention of those females.
Well, he's beautiful.
Isn't he pretty? And you know, those that are watching, if you'll notice, the terrain is going to change. It's all brown right now. This was early spring, and so it's going to change. You start seeing greenery coming in. So you know, this is a female that he has grabbed the attention of, and it's just man, and he's still doing his dance. What he's created is a platform to begin a nest, and he's showing that off to her. Now he's thinking, I'm not quite grabbing her attention, so watch what he does here. Oh, yeah, I'm going to show my back feathers off to her now. Is that not crazy?
That's amazing.
You know, now, Kenny, the green around their eyes is indicative of their breeding plumage.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of birds have those various features in some way, form, or fashion. And you can see that I showed the eggs, and she's laying on the eggs, and now, look, she's got chicks. And you can see again the greenery is changing. Now, she is feeding her young right there. I couldn't really tell what it is, but there's a sack where they hold the food, and then they regurgitate it, and she's being very careful where she puts that so she doesn't hurt her chicks. You know, Kenny, I hope nobody's eating right now.
I think most women would have a hard time with that if they had to go through that.
Yeah, they would. Isn't that crazy? There it goes. Just amazing. And the chicks, and so what you're going to see here are the chicks, you know, as they get bigger. And that's what I wanted to try to capture, you know, for both of us to try to capture, you know, the chicks, the various species growing, so that you can see kind of their progression. You know, I almost, it was almost disheartening when they all started flying off.
Yeah, a little disappointing too.
Yeah. I mean, you're happy and excited at the same time. Now, she's kind of ignoring the chicks right now. Now, in just a minute, you're going to see how these dudes, as they get old, get in her face. Look at that.
They are pretty brutal to her.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just crazy what they do. And to think, thank God they don't get their eyes poked out.
You would think she's gonna jerk Mama's neck off.
Yeah,
So about how old are they here right here?
that's about 3 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they grow quick. Now, one's already left, so this is the last one of those two. And he's still trying to get Mom. Look at that.
Yeah.
Working those wings, trying to fledge.
Yeah. Yep, got her. Yeah, that's just craziness. But I'm so grateful that, we've been able to capture these kinds of things.
It's hard to imagine watching that, how they don't,
Yeah.
again, have eye damage or choke the other bird.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned a word. You mentioned a word just a minute ago, fledging. What is? Can you? I mean, I don't need a textbook definition, but in your own words, what are we talking about there?
Well, when they get to where they can use their wings good enough to leave the nest.
Okay.
And once they fledge, then they're almost ready to go out on their own. They'll hang around a little while, but
Yeah. As people that do photography and birding and so forth, we hear that word quite a bit, and I'm sure there's some people out there. We've put it in our post. This bird's fledging, and they're like, "What is fledging?" So I always try to, let our audience know that some of the words that we use are bird words, I guess is what you want to call it. But we are really trying to watch these birds and see how they fly, see how they, when they take off and so forth. And what we're hopeful of is that we're going to start seeing them around various places in Arkansas like Bald Knob. So anyway, all right, Cam, let's go to our next one. I think this next one's one of my favorite birds out there. Yeah. The old purple gallinule. These are some loud birds, Kenny.
loud, pretty,
Yeah.
unusual. That candy
Yeah, the candy corn
corn
bill.
bill there.
Yeah. And so this is a common gallinule, and she's got some baby. There's a baby right there behind her. You'll see a couple more shots. And those babies, Kenny, I don't know you know this, but I'll share our audience. When they hatch, they're ready to go in the water and start feeding for
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
That's just nuts.
And you look at those, and it's pretty amazing that they can be close to you,
Yeah.
and they can still hide even with that bright colored beak.
Yeah. Now here's some video of them older, the common gallinules. And I think there was actually 6 of them out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one you can barely see in
Yeah.
the right-hand side of the picture.
Yeah.
I was probably 150 yards from
Yeah.
those.
Those the common gallinules, I think some people also call them moor chickens.
Moorhen.
Moorhen. Yeah, moorhens.
Mm-hmm.
And so is that common, Kenny, in Arkansas, or is it more known as gallinules, do you think?
Well, probably old-timer would call them moorhens.
Moorhens?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard somebody the other day call them swamp chickens.
That's right. And I tend to call Sora swamp chickens.
Oh, do you really? Well, I should have put some sores in this one, but that'll be for the next one. Okay. Well, look, all right, Cameron, let's keep going here and see what we got. Oh,
My nemesis bird.
yeah, but I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say that.
I didn't think I was ever going to see one or get a decent shot of one.
Yeah. So this is Elise Bittern, guys, and it's so exciting to be able to capture these little guys. That was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Man, I thought I had more video than that on that one because that's one of my favorite birds. Well, hey, let's keep it right there. Let's talk about this. So, Kenny, why is this bird, do you think, probably one of the more difficult birds to get as far as pictures and videos in Arkansas?
Well, you don't stay in the open very long.
Yeah.
And that's a long time right there to me.
Yeah.
Usually they're moving and they're in and out of those reeds, and they're not very big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably one of the best thing is to listen for them.
Right. Right. You hear them most of the time before you see them, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So both these videos are males, and I apologize. I should have put out. What I'll do is I'll put a picture right now of a female, and so.
I was, to be honest with you, I couldn't tell with the naked eye if that was at least better than over. I mean, I was that far away, so with the digiscope, it let me pull it on in there.
Yeah. You know, okay, so you just mentioned your digiscope. What's a digiscope?
I use a Swarovski scope and actually an i10 Apple phone.
Right, right.
Have an adapter to put it on there, and I can pull it in. I could pull an eagle in from 700-800 yards.
Oh, wow.
And make it pretty close. But that was probably 175, 180 yards to that bittern.
Right.
And I just saw a little movement. I thought, I think there's something over there.
Yeah.
And then I looked through the scope. And once I did, I quickly put the adapter with the phone on there. And I like that because I can use a Bluetooth. Because if you reach up there and hit record, it's going to get a lot of shimmer and shake in it.
Right, right.
Now, probably something people need to realize, if it's real warm, you get up in the day, you're going to see heat shimmers coming up, shooting at that distance.
Boy, that just irritates. That's one of those things, you know, before I really knew what was going on in photography, I'd come back and go, why is that not in focus?
Yep.
And it's those heat shimmers that come out. So can you, do you think, I mean, there's quite a few locations in Arkansas where you can see these. I know we've seen a few down in Bald Knob, and then also Bodark, and then Overflow Wildlife Management area down there. You know,
I would be shocked if you don't. You could see some on your trip you're fixing to do to Arkansas Post.
Oh yeah, no
Be a
doubt.
good location, but I'm sure, especially in South Arkansas, there's many places you can see them, and they're probably more at Bald Knob than we see, but they just hide so well.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. All right, Cam, let's go. I still can't believe I made that so short on that one. Being one of my favorite birds, that was rude of me. Yeah, the anhingas. So let me talk. This is a male anhinga, and that green around his eyes is indicative. Now he is signaling to a female, is what he's doing right now. One flew by. He's like, "Oh, come on! There's a female. Let me see if I can get her attention." And that's what he's doing. He takes see the white stripes, and man, they just reflect out there for her. And he's going, "Okay, where'd she go?" Here he is again, looking around, thinking, I know I'm going to see one, surely. Now, this was the first one that I saw when I was out there filming. I'm sure there were plenty more out there, but this was the first one I saw come in, so this is the one I decided to follow. And he caught one, Kenny. Look at that. He got him a female.
You know, they're beautiful birds.
Yeah. She's got the green around her eyes. Cameron, stop for just a second. Let me talk about this a minute. So, Kenny, the anhingas do not have the waterproofing that a lot of the other ducks.
I don't think so.
Yeah. You know, because they have to get out on the out on their limbs and stretch out, and dry off.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know? Can you think of a nickname that some people call those birds?
Snakebird.
That's right. Yeah. And the reason they call them those snake birds because when they're water, they look like snakes when they're going through the water with their heads up out of the water. Huh. All right. So I wanted to show that they are breeding here in Arkansas, and they're becoming more and more prevalent in Arkansas, aren't they, Kenny?
I think so. I still don't see as many in the Bald Knob area. I do see some occasionally.
Yeah.
But I think in time you're going to see them more
Yeah.
and more in that area.
Yeah. Now these are their fledglings. They're not fledging yet right here because they got all their down on them. I could not get a picture of their eggs because it was so dense where their nest was. Now actually there's over 100 that nested in this area that I know of. It was crazy. There was probably, Kenny, I don't know, maybe the last time you were there with me. Do you remember seeing all the anhingas that were?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, everywhere.
Yeah. Do you believe that this place is a supply for some of our other wildlife management areas?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I do.
And you know, guys, listen. Some of the questions that I'm asking Kenny right now, I haven't prompted him, I haven't prepped him, I haven't done any of that because I want him to be just as honest as he can. And you know, we're not professional, so to speak, at all knowledge of everything. But this is what we're doing is we're trying to learn together, and we want you to learn right along with us.
Yes.
And because it's all about the conservation here in Arkansas. All right, Cam, let's go to the next one. See what we got here. Man, I love those little babies. Okay, stop. I'm sorry. Little blue heron.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. But the most difficult bird, really, to catch, to
Yes.
photograph. From a standpoint of when you start to get close or even drive, they just, boom, there they go. You know? And then all of a sudden it scares everything else off that you're
Right.
So
Very skittish.
okay, so I know Cameron's going to give a pro tip later, but let me ask you, what is a pro tip that you could tell everybody on how to capture one of those little blue herons?
Patience.
Patience.
But if I know somebody's fixing to drive up or move, I'll get my camera set where I can get it when it takes off so
Yeah.
I can get that flying shot, or
Yeah.
maybe I want it to take off with something else around it
Yeah.
to spook and move out where you can see it better.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, so Cameron, go ahead. So these shots that you're about to see, guys, I had a tent set up already that I got there at like 5 o'clock in the morning before the sun came up, and I knew where these birds were, and so I followed this bird, and you know her babies. So you're about to see a progression of her and what she went through. You're going to ask me, how do I know that that's a female? I actually don't. I'm just guessing. So there's her eggs. And no, none of them are cracked. That's just mud when she would turn them over. They turn their eggs over. And then there's her babies. Just so cute. And she feeds just like the other, just like you saw the great egret feed when they're that young first, and then in a little bit you'll see how she feeds when they get older. And now here they are older. Now this is a different side because I had so much greenery on the other side. And here she comes in. Now, most of your birds, Kenny, I know you know this. Most of your birds, see what she's doing. She's trying to draw them out of that nest area to come up that branch.
Right.
And that's what a lot of these species will do. They're drawing their kids out and start teaching them how to climb. Now watch, one did it. And so she's going to, she rewarded him with food because he came on up there where she was. Now, I did not get the pictures of them fledging, but Kenny, there was probably, I'm going to guess, in the area that I knew, probably at least 100 to 120 little blue heron nests.
That's amazing in a lot of ways. First, she wants them to learn how to navigate those limbs,
Yeah,
which is very important
yeah, yeah.
because there are alligators down there below.
Can't even think. Yeah, that's right.
You know, they've got to learn how to do it, or they're going to fall off this. So,
Yeah.
she's preparing them for life.
Yeah. Have you seen a place like that where you've seen, as far as Arkansas, that many little blue herons nesting?
No, I don't know that I've seen them nesting before this area right here.
Yeah. Well, I do. So this year too was the first year, Kenny, and I know it's hard for you to get down to Bodark, but this year was the first time I have seen little blue herons actually. I know they're nest down there, but to actually get close to a nest, and so I don't know what's going on in Arkansas right now. It's like it's like we're seeing more and more of this kind of thing.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's climate change.
Yeah.
Maybe they've had an overabundance farther south and the food is more scarce, so they're having to expand their range.
Yeah.
Could be a number of things that causes them to expand.
Yeah. Huh. All right, Cameron, Kenny. It's one of them professional shows, Cameron. Yeah. This is going to be a short video, but this is a pied-billed grebe. Amazing little creature. And she actually had 5 babies out there, but this one is the one. Now, she's got a crawdad that she's been going back and forth with, picking pieces off. And she'll slap that sucker in the water. And that little one will get little pieces from time to time of it. Yep. And then she'll slap it again and feed him. Talk about a solitary bird, though. And to be able to capture the babies with her, it's really neat. And they're just a beautiful bird. The babies are. So on those pied-billed grebes, Kenny, that's probably one of the most bird that you see on a lot of the lakes and ponds and so forth. You think that as far as?
I think you're absolutely right, and I see a lot of them when the swans are in.
Yeah.
I see them on the ponds on Hiram Road and at Magnus. And I see them there after they're gone, but I have never saw babies there.
Yeah.
I know they got to be having them. I'm just not there at the right time.
Yeah. Have you ever seen? I mean, as far as a pied-billed grebe, I've never really seen them angry at any other bird or anything that I can remember.
It's like I haven't either. Never gave it any thought, but I haven't either.
Yeah. It's kind of like they just stay to themselves,
And they'll, during the winter, they'll swim out where the other ducks are and stuff. But they just mind their own business and go on.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Cam, let's keep going, dude. See what happens on the next bird here. There's so much here, and I got to be mindful of our time and so forth, so we're just going to keep moseying. Okay, so white ibis. Now, all right, okay, I'm going to ask you to pause right there.
Unbelievable.
Kenny, that one that I took, that very first, that was one of the first ones I saw come in there. I thought, oh, okay, cool, we're going to have some white ibis coming in here. Holy cow.
I would hate to guess how many I saw.
I mean, they're just everywhere.
They are.
And they are, you'll hear in just a minute one of the babies screaming a little bit. But let me tell you what happened. So those white ibis came in, and so we had the great egrets there, we had the rosette spoonbills there, we had tricolored herons that were nesting there, and all of a sudden, all these white ibis started coming in. The only one they didn't run off were the great egrets. They ran just about everything off from the very front of this rookery.
Took it over.
I'd never witnessed anything like that before.
And I wouldn't have thought that, but it's strange how all these different birds are kind of nesting together.
Yeah. Well, I asked Karen Rao is a friend of yours and not mine.
Yes.
And I asked her if y'all know Karen. She's with Arkansas Game and Fish. Beautiful, sweet lady. And anyway, I said, do you know what's the deal with these ibis running the spoonbills off? She goes, well, it's kind of like bringing a knife to a spoon, to defend yourself with a spoon,
Right.
to a knife fight with a spoon. So I thought, well, I never thought about that. So anyway, all right.
I hadn't either, but I can see it.
Yeah. All right. So I just took that video of these. They all start coming in. I mean, it just. And when they come, yeah, there we go. That's foggy morning that I got those. They sound like airplanes. They sound like jets when they fly in from behind. I've never seen that many white ibis, Kenny. Okay, this is right here, the one that you can see the red legs. That's the beginning of the nest. They've created the nest. And there's hundreds of these nests. I mean, it's just nuts.
Yeah, and if you look down below and through, I mean, you kind of got to visualize through. You can see other birds moving behind them and off to the side.
Yeah. Now here, this is showing the eggs in the nest. And again, they will constantly support their nests there. And then you've got the babies. There you see the little babies there below, just hatched. Getting a little bit bigger. See the orange and black. And again, the ibis constantly reinforce their nest as the babies get bigger.
And that's a good photo for people to.
You can stop.
You just really got to be paying attention, or you'll miss those little ones.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You better watch for a little head movement. It may pop out, and maybe even though when they're real young, featherless, them little wings trying to flap a little bit. And,
yeah. Well, and here in just a minute, you caught some video of way off, and what you and I noticed was that the farther back and the farther on the outskirts we got, the older the babies were.
Yes.
And they were younger up front. So that's telling us that they started on the peripherals of this main rookery area first. But we'll see. Okay, so go ahead, Ken. We'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second with that. So we see those babies, and again, fortifying that nest. Oh, yeah, here we go. And you'll see in just a minute how she's going to feed them. She'll open that beak up, and they'll start grabbing food that, up in her throat. There it goes. Now, they're not as aggressive as the other ones. And there's that video you got from way off.
Wanting to learn how to fledge.
Yeah. Flapping those wings. And it's always, white ibis, and then, they're solid black, basically, when they're born.
Right.
And you can hear that little scream that's going on with that baby. I was just trying to give an idea of just this one area, how many babies just in that one little area. Almost time to fledge.
So for those who don't know much about birds, what does fledge mean?
Where we that's when the baby's about to take off.
Okay.
Yeah. See, like this one? This one's a fledge. Yeah. That so that oh, look at that.
I saw that.
You saw that? Yeah, there we go, sneak peek. So, Kenny, just for a moment on the white ibis, I know we're going to talk about ibis on some of the other shows, but just on the white ibis itself, where else can people that you know of, besides, we can see them at Bodark, but where else could they go to see white ibis besides this private sanctuary?
They can see them from time to time at Bald Knob.
Yeah.
They're migrating.
Yeah.
And they stop in there and feed 3 or 4 days, and they may be gone, or they may stay a little longer. Yeah. I'm sure there are other areas around, but like in central Arkansas, Bald Knob's probably about as good. Bell Slough may be a good place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Bell Slough. Yeah.
I would think there would be some in
there. Were there some white ibis juveniles recently seen at Bald Knob?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know. A lot of people just know they're white ibis.
Yeah.
They don't realize that those are young birds.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of mature It's usually fledglings that's going out on their own,
Yeah.
looking to find their own way.
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about bald knob, and I know we're going to do a video on bald knob, but is there like a special bird that's probably getting ready to appear there?
I would think you start seeing a few more ibis, some wood storks.
Yeah. Yeah. And people can see those wood storks pretty clearly, can't they?
Yes, and I've seen maybe a year or two I didn't see any in there,
Yeah.
and then a year or two there's just hundreds of them in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, time and patience.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to those wood storks.
I am too.
Yeah. I'm
People
looking.
want to see them, but they got to realize you're not going to see them sitting on your couch in your house.
Yeah, 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 and people always ask us, how do we get some of the shots that we get? And you said earlier in the show, patience.
Patience.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just throw this out here
Okay.
to you. Approximately how many hours do you have in on this private sanctuary this year?
380. 380.
Unbelievable. People don't realize. They just think, man, he's lucky he goes in there. And
Yeah,
no, you put the time in, you put the work in.
yeah, yeah,
I've had people say, will you take me to get a picture like this? And I'm thinking, you don't know how many hours
right.
over a period of days I sat in one place
Yeah,
waiting for that shot.
yeah, yeah, yeah. 380 hours so far, and it's just been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, guys, when you all see the next videos or the next series that Kenny and I have been able to watch and to see, you're really going to be, you're really going to be blown away. So, I did not bring out the big guns on this particular podcast series. I brought there's a couple in there that you don't really get to see a lot, but I'm saving the big guns for later on and for you. And so now there is before I get to this next little short video, I mentioned earlier about a pro tip. So Cameron, what is Cameron's what's your pro tip for the day? What do you got for us?
Sorry. I guess my pro tip today is, the rut season's coming up for elk, and so best time to go is early in the morning.
Yeah.
Probably about before sunrise,
Yeah.
and make sure you're walking slow
Yeah.
and you're acting calm around the elk.
So that rut probably starts around the end of September through the middle of November, something like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the elk are up at where? Where
Boxley,
in Boxley?
Arkansas.
Yeah, Boxley, Arkansas. Yeah. I think you can see some around also on the other side around Tyler Bend. Sometimes you can see some down in that
sometimes.
area. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But Ponca would be your best bet to go see them.
Yeah.
They're pretty amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. All right, Cameron's pro tip for elk between the end of September and middle of November. Go check out the Ponca area and up around the Buffalo River and see the elk early morning or late evening. And also, listen, when you go up there, have patience, drive carefully. Don't get mad at people because there are people lined up all over the place, and pick up your trash. Pick up your trash. Don't leave a bunch of trash around. But you'll see a lot of photographers up there during that time. Okay, now, so before we show this video, I've got something here to make sure I get it in the camera. So this is, now look, when we show this kind of stuff, we're not bragging on us. We just want to be a blessing to you. This is a lasered rosette spoonbill from the private sanctuary. And Cameron, Kenny, and I both all three of us were going to sign the back of it. And we're not thinking we're special or anything. We just want you to know what a blessing that you all are to us for watching this. But we're going to send this to you, and here's how you're going to get the opportunity to possibly win this. And it's on wood, so it's nicely lasered. Okay, so what you're going to do is we're going to show this video clip right now, and then at the bottom, when you in the Facebook area, when you comment in the comment section, there we go. I'm get off my old age here. In the comment section, you're going to tell us, what is this bird? Okay. So in the comment section, if you'll comment for Kenny, Cameron, and I, what is that bird? And then we're going to take your name, put it into a hat, and we're going to draw your name, and then we're going to send you this rosette spoonbill lasered picture that was taken there at the sanctuary. So again, we're appreciative of all of our viewers, and we want to start being a blessing to you. So Kenny, anything else that you want to share before we sign off?
Just remember time and patience.
Yeah, time and patience. Yeah.
You have to get out in the field if you're going to get them.
Yeah, and, be sure to visit, send Kenny a message on Facebook or go visit him on Facebook. He's got all these beautiful pictures and videos that's going on right now of all the places he travels, and he'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Same with Cameron. And again, if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to ask us, I'll be posting our information at the end of this video for you to be able to communicate with us, and we'd love to hear from you. So, from Outdoors with Cameron and Robert Holt with our guest, Mr. Kenny Nations. Again, thank you, Kenny, for being here. We so appreciate you much.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And the Facebook, let me just throw this in here,
Yeah.
the Roadrunner you showed.
Yeah.
One of the sites that I posted it to, the first post was from a lady thanking me for doing that. She was under hospice care,
Oh,
and the only way she's going to be able to see some of God's beauty is through that.
Yeah.
And that's the reason we do this,
That's
to let
right.
people see God's beauty
yeah,
out there.
that's right. We're not pros at this.
Right.
We just want to get information out to people.
Right.
So if you're looking for a pro podcast, this is not for you. We're going to mess up. But we're going to have fun, and we're going to share our knowledge with you. And so again, listen, thank you all for watching. We so appreciate you. God bless you. And again, from Cameron Holt Studios, we appreciate him for allowing us to do this here. And we look forward to seeing you on the next go around. God bless everybody.